Okay, I'm getting ready to mount a fifth wheel, and so I've just gave the aluminum rails a quick buff, gave them a quick shot of just some black paint, but now I'm going to put on some of this Pelican, or I think this brand is Ren wrap, but it's just some it's just pipe wrap for corrosion protection in the underground piping world. But basically it's just like a polyethylene or a polyvinyl, depending on the style you get, tape, and it has just a little bit of adhesive. Sometimes you can get stuff with a butyl adhesive, other times it's just a regular adhesive. But so what we're going to do is we're going to just layer this where the plate, the fifth wheel plate frame and the fifth wheel bolting frames are going to touch the aluminum frame of the truck. So we don't want there to be galvanic corrosion or you know, like a bimetallic corrosion to happen here. So I'm going to isolate the aluminum from the steel with just this thick tape. It's basically it's very similar to electrician's tape, just a vinyl electrician's tape, but it's a little bit thicker, and it comes in all different sizes. But so we're just going to line this where the contact points are, and then it'll sandwich down. It'll be very strong. And I actually you could kind of see here where the original plates were bolted onto the truck. We're going to use these same bolt holes, but there was a little bit of corrosion happening, so I wanted to get that corrosion out of there. So I buffed it out back down to the base aluminum metal, gave it a shot of paint, and now hopefully this layer will provide a bit of protection. The frame, someone had taken the fifth wheel before I got to the truck, so anyways, we'll go ahead and get started. Okay, so here it is. Turned out pretty good. I cut these bolt holes out and stuck this stuff on there. Again, just it's not going to stop all of it, but it'll be a big help. Okay, we're getting there. Got this guy roughed out to the original holes. Got some clearance cut. I got to clean those torch cuts up. Got some clearance cut for the suspension. Got this guy kind of clamped in place. These bolts are all lining up nice. So yeah, it's coming along. Okay, so we're putting the frame rails of the fifth wheel onto the frame rails of the truck today. And so these are the two rails that came with the used fifth wheel, and they were just kind of some generic rails that had holes pre-punched in it. And so I opted to utilize the existing holes that were in the truck's frame. Now, when they initially put this fifth wheel on, they tied it into not only the truck's frame rails, but also into this cross member that ties these two kind of suspension links together. And so these plates here, they come over and down, and on the bottom they come over and up, and then the suspension components sandwich those suspension brackets as well as the frame. And so the fifth wheel does the same. So the fifth wheel ties into the frame ties into the suspension and whatnot. So I kind of wanted to follow the frame. I didn't want more holes, like I was saying. So I filled in and cut my reliefs and made my bolt holes of these match the frame, and then tried to just kind of clean these up a little bit just so that they had a bit of corrosion protection, as well as you know, you're not going to paint in between those surfaces. So we already went over our galvanic corrosion protection from our aluminum to our steel. So we have that barrier or that tape in there. And now we can go ahead and put these frame pieces on. This, I'm just going to mock it up and get it all snugged up with just regular nuts. But then once it's all together, I will finish it off with stover nuts. You can't use nylocks. I like nylocks or the nylocking or the nylon locking bolts, or sorry, nuts. You can't use them for suspension components on trucks. I learned that the hard way. I had redone a trailer and went to get it safetied, and you can't use nylocks in a scenario like this. It has to be a stover. I don't know if stover is a brand or if that's just exactly what these are called, but they're a lock nut that isn't very fun to use, but it's really supposed to just be a one-time thing as far as taking stuff apart. Anyway, so we'll go ahead and put this on. I've already got this bottom surface painted while it was hanging with the skid steer, and yeah, we'll get these guys all sandwiched together. It's coming along. Let's just go down and look here. Yeah, I wanted these to be really close. I wanted these to be like bang on. I didn't want a bunch of die grinding and slop. So I really took my time in making and marking these. Like I was saying, these pre-drilled holes, I just welded them in and welded these all in, then re-drilled my hole to match. Because like this particular hole ended up being like there was a hole here and a hole there. I didn't like that. And then I wanted these, again, like there was a hole right here. So it looked tacky, looked cheesy and unprofessional, where there was, you know, like a notch out of there. Same with this one. This one ended up being a little bit lower than these center lines. And I wasn't going to die grinder the aluminum to make it symmetrical. So I just welded everything in, re-drilled to the exact location. And same with these two here. They were very close. I think this one, yeah, this one will come up with the, let's just see. Yeah, this will come up and tie everything together nice. So anyways, that was kind of my goal, was to make it like, I realized there's all the clamping forces, what's supposed to do the holding, but I also want there to be shear protection, and just everything needs to be right on. So yeah, it's looking good. So 5 to 6 per side, so 10 to 12 bolts total to hold your fifth wheel down to your frame, and that's kind of what industry standard is. If you're using 1/2 inch hardware, then you got to go at least 14, and so the 10 to 12 falls in line to what was originally on this truck. So that's good. I was like, oh boy, look at all those bolt holes, and then I have to fill it all up. But that's not the case. 10 to 12, 5/8, grade 8 is all you need per side. So we'll get this, both sides all kind of snugged up, like I was saying, with the easy removable nuts, and then we'll tighten everything down, and yeah, it's looking good. Well, the fifth wheel worked pretty good. Pretty good test day yesterday on it. Get some more grease on it still. Yeah, it looks good. I still have to hook this up. This is factory from the truck. It had a JIC airline fitting, but this fitting was NPT to this airline stuff. So I probably should chase this back and put that proper. Look, anyways, for the time being, where it is now is fine. But yeah, we'll get that figured out, and then look at this. Oh, the shame! I actually got it dirty. I should be polishing that. And then look at this. I noticed this the other day. let's just take this down. We better zoom in. Look at that. Cast right into the glad hand. Isn't that awesome? That should get painted. Look at that. Anyways, thanks again for joining me, and we'll look forward to seeing you on the next one. Bye for now. Okay. We're gonna do this a second time. So this is the second oil change after the short-lived flat tire test drive. So we had lots of comments, and I think we all agree we'll change it a couple more times. And I talked to my mechanic buddies, and they said, so once you get the oil clean, about 50 hours. About 50 hours is how long you would need on an engine in order to get a reading when you send away the oil for analysis. So look at that. So that's great. It's perfectly clean. So 50 hours. Is how long we need. It looks way better now. Just letting it kind of roll over my fingers there. 50 hours, and then we'll change it again. We'll put new filter on, and there isn't the same particles that I could see, so that's a good sign. And it just kind of looks like oil now, so that's good. I mean, I'm just running I think what was it, Rotella T4, so it's not synthetic, it's just 1540. Yeah, that looks way better. Anyways, yeah, so we'll new filter, new oil, and then I think we can run it now and put some hours on it, and then send the oil away for analysis. But yeah, that's looking way better. I mean, if you look into a pail of 1540, at least that Rotella stuff, I mean, you don't see the bottom, so it's not like it's clear. But this looks way better. I think this is actually pretty good at being the lowest point in there. There's a bit of debris if I do that. Let's see. You can just see. I wonder if that's, I doubt it's metallic. No, it's good. It's really good. Okay, good. We'll let this drain now, get the filter off. lucky penny. Yes. Yes, look at that. Delicious. What else is down in there? See if I can reach it. Yes, look at this. Who's this guy? Wow. Some army dude.